Hi, everybody. Welcome to another BOMA Thursday. This is a Thursday conversation with some awesome sponsors of the upcoming, a week from today, 2021 Commercial Real Estate Symposium. I can't believe that the symposium is a week away, and I can't believe it's already Thursday again. I feel like Jana, we just did this like last night. Like the weeks have just been clipping by. It's crazy.
Gearing up for sure. I'm totally excited. We had a big week for registration, so I'm excited.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah. So on the call today, me, Krisjan, Hiner. I am co-founder of Stackrock Group Landscape Architecture. We design sustainable, high-performing landscapes, commercial, residential, industrial, for cities literally all over the country. We're based here in Boise and Austin, Salt Lake City. I am a board member at BOMA Idaho. I think I'm the secretary. Is that right?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. I was the president once, which was fun.
That was good 3 years.
Yeah.
That was the best.
These couple gray hairs I have are 100% because of that. So that's me. Let's just start. Jana, you go first, and then just go around and talk about yourselves and your company and kind of what you do.
All right, I'm Jana Knoll. I am the executive director of BOMA Idaho and have been for going on 19 years, I guess.
Oh.
I don't even know.
That's awesome.
I was a member of that before.
She started when she was 8.
I did.
Start them young. Gotta get them.
Fresh out of junior high school.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
But I've been doing this for a long time. I was a member and a board member for 3 years before becoming the executive. So I love BOMA. I just fell into this sort of just from being a member and just have loved this organization for so long. And I love commercial real estate, but I just love the people. And I love bringing attention to our special event every year and to you guys as sponsors. So let's throw it to Cody.
Hey guys, I'm Cody Sauer. I'm here with marketing and PR specialist over at ConDoc, and we're actually a Boise-based construction documentation management software company. We help a lot of local and national GCs, architects, design teams, subcontractors manage documentation on mostly mid to larger commercial projects. So basically everything that used to be paper and blueprints is now digitized, and we help kind of help facilitate the workflow throughout the project's life cycle. So.
And I can say that we've been on a lot of projects with general contractors and other folks who use ConDoc. It's awesome. It's super cool.
Yeah, definitely. We've actually a lot of strides in the last couple of years in making the product better, and we work really closely with our clients and to whatever their needs are, we try to meet as swiftly as possible, and we're constantly growing and constantly evolving the software that way. So it's been a really awesome opportunity.
Nice.
Right on. Tony, tell us about you.
Tony Sutton. I am the field marketing manager for TDS Fiber. Some of you might have heard of us. I joined these guys in March. I am a native, and I joined in March just as the pandemic hit. So our big, we're coming to town. Yeah. My job is to do events, public awareness, so my job blew up right before I started. So, but what TDS has done, they're based out of Wisconsin, and it was a phone company. As you may or may not know, when Ma Bell had the monopoly, if they chose not to build an area, they didn't have to. If they chose to build it, they had to cover everybody. So, Idaho in particular, a lot of places got left out because they took a look at our geography and said no. And so we had a lot of little phone companies, and that's how TDS got its start 51 years ago. And as they've been retrofitting their companies or their systems with fiber, like, hey, what if we had only fiber networks? So as they've grown, a TDS parent company now owns TDS Telecommunications that I work for, US Cellular, Bend Broadband, and we have our own printing company. If you happen to be in our building, are getting a fantastic amount of mailings. So,
interesting. Very cool. Very cool.
So we are building fiber to the home and to the business. So we have for both residential and commercial, and project. We've encountered a lot of the builders, contractors. I'm sure we've probably dug up some of your landscaping.
Probably, yeah. And we're happy to redesign it and then, help people put it back.
Right. We've done it. So it's a big project, so now we're to the point we have our first customers. We have our first commercial and our first 3 neighborhoods in Meridian. So we're starting to really exist.
Nice.
So as we go forward, I told the company that this was an event that we definitely wanted to be a part of because, we're working with property owners, property managers about how to bring fiber into existing buildings because before the pandemic, it was a hot topic. Now, of course, it's, I only go out for walks at night. So I don't get the questions about how soon can we get the fiber. So
I bet you get it stopped all the time.
I do.
Yeah. So, it was a great opportunity.
That's
Tony
awesome.
and I met because Tony called me and she said, I am not understanding why I'm not an essential person.
Seriously.
And BOMA has it figured out, and you've told, the city officials and the state officials who's essential in these buildings, and I need to be on that list. How do I do that? And so I said, well, you join BOMA, get your membership, and we start to help you represent yourself, right? Because we represent the interests of building owners and managers. And it is of the building owners and managers' interest if they're getting fiber in their building to be able to have those personnel be able to be in there. So that's kind of how we met initially. She called, like, I don't understand why I'm not essential. And so we had to work that out. And so and I've seen you guys now covered in the IBR for the last few weeks, all these stories about you guys going in. So I think you're getting a lot of foot traffic now and a lot of recognition for this. So I wish you guys the best of luck in that.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
And you're essential to us.
Well, in marketing, no one actually considered me essential, but
yeah, exactly.
No. Oh.
And I did spend like days stacking swag, and I mean, you in marketing, we're sponsoring a fairy festival or fairy something at the village, so we were discussing how one redoes their booth as a fairyland, so I could maybe see me not being essential.
That's awesome.
You're essential.
You're
Somebody has to give away the swag stuff.
Yeah, and it was just a very
Everybody
wild,
likes it.
yeah, to try to figure out where in the reopening we could be, and because we put out door hangers as we as we start construction, and trying to figure out, is that okay and where is that in the reopening plan, or is that essential? We have door-to-door teams who go out in the residential area. Where did they fall? Turns out door-to-door is curbside service.
Oh, good. Good to know.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that, but when the state told me that. I think people wanted to know that we were for real, because it's easy to make a lot of promises. And then one of the things we definitely ran into was everyone considers the internet to be magic. The first time we got it was in the phone lines. The phone lines already existed. Then the next real wave was cable, through the cable. So again, it already existed. And then to a certain age group, it just is magic because it shows up on your phone. So it must be in the air.
I just have to put a password in, right?
Right.
For my Wi-Fi, right?
That is
The idea that we are a utility, that we would be that there are utility easements, that we would be using them, that was a shock for people. And that's fair. I mean, I know we all get, when you buy a house, you get that land plat, but most of us really, we get to that page where it says, this is what you're going to pay for this house if you pay as agreed. And then you go lay down in a dark room somewhere because that's a very frightening number. And we don't read the whole thing. And it's not like there are new developments in plumbing or anything. So once the utilities go underground, most people don't ever see them accessed again. So, so we had to redo some things. We worked with ACHD. They did a blog post for us, and we had to create a video on how a construction process works. So
Interesting.
But I think it just demonstrates how clearly this was needed because, if no one's been digging in the utilities, then no one's upgrading anything. So
Absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks for sharing all that. That's fantastic.
Oh, sure.
Poe, tell us about you, man.
Sure. My name's Poe Keller McKeague. So Poe Keller is actually my first name, but I tell people you call me Poe for short. Poe, like Kung Fu Panda or the guy from Star Wars, whatever you want to do, either one. But
Either way, it's a cool name.
Yeah. Thanks. And so I work for Northwest Engineering Services, or NWESI. My title is Business Development Specialist, although I like to jest and say that I am a glorified donut bringer, in that I say that I'm kidding, but basically what our firm does is we specialize in, we're a third-party whole building commissioning firm. So we do building commissioning, we do building envelope testing, and HVAC air balancing. And so in that space, in terms of commercial real estate, we support sustainable facilities, long-term life cycle facilities, making sure that they work over the course of a building's season for what its intended use is from season to season, and making sure it's efficient. So in terms of new construction, we make sure that the owner gets what he designs and what he wants, because normally at the beginning of construction doesn't always look like what he wanted at the end. So we try to make sure that
never happens in construction.
It's perfect, actually. What am I talking about? Yeah. And so we try to wrap their buildings up in a bow and say, here's what you intended, and here's how you can keep it for the lifetime of your facility over years and years to come for your facility maintenance guys. And actually, specifically, COVID's been pretty interesting because one thing we do is air ventilation and trying to make sure that buildings can open up. We have something called a healthy building survey where we go through your systems and make sure that you have the right amount of air changes. So shameless plug. But
no, that's awesome. Yeah.
I was going to actually ask you about that because, when you said HVAC, did you say balancing or something at the first?
Yep.
I was like, oh man, I bet you've been busy for the past year making sure, going in and doing, analyzing some of the airflow in buildings and making sure that it's healthy and because that's a big, huge focus right now, right?
Right. And it's interesting. So we have an office, our main office is in Portland, Oregon, but I'm here, we're supporting the Boise team here. So Idaho for life. But it's been a little different because I know when it comes to coming back here, I'm some of the maintenance guys and the teams that I've been speaking with and some of the building owners, they've been trying to figure out, hey, how long are we going to do this remote thing? And so coming in to reopen has been kind of pushed back for them. But yeah, it's exactly what you're saying.
So Poe, tell me, who is it? Mostly building owners and managers who are hiring you, or who else do you typically work for?
Just like anybody in the contracting industry, we
Okay.
love straight to building owners because it's easier, but two, we feel like we provide the most value there and the most transparency, and we are great advocates for the building owner throughout the entirety of the project. But for our tab or our air balancing, we're normally contracted under mechanical contractors, sometimes general contractors, but we work with mechanical contractors, general contractors, engineers and architects in some cases. So
cool.
But it really depends how they want to coordinate the scope of work in the contract.
Sure. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we're all sort of here today to talk about the symposium. A week from today, man. That's just crazy. We had a bit of a kind of a dry, cold run through today with the software platform and stuff. Jana, you want to talk about that? No, not really.
Krisjan had to call me afterwards and go, are you scraping yourself off the floor? And
I was worried.
That's why we do rehearsals, right? We do a dry run of the event so that it'll go very well on the day of. And we've got a lot of people that are getting ready to tune in, and we're gonna have to do a little bit of homework over the next week and just getting some tutorials out to people so they can create an account on the platform that we're using and then put in all their information. You know, you can put a headshot, or you can put your company logo in a little avatar, so that when we do our networking after, you can find people.
That's cool.
For the virtual event itself, it's just going to be in presentation mode. We produced it kind of like a TV show with commercials and testimonials from our members, and then the informational workshops and that sort of thing. So the videos themselves are incredible. You guys are so good. And I'm so excited to share this with people. And we're just finishing up production on those today, actually. And so then we move forward into getting them into a format that's presentable on the platform that we're using. So it has been a really long process. It's not just one day where everybody shows up, they share their information, and then it's gone. This is information that will live on our platforms, our social media, our website throughout the year. And it is information that people will continue to access and watch. And I know that because we've been doing these videos talking about the event now for 4 or 5 weeks. And from the beginning, the very first video probably has a couple thousand views now, I would say, because it was already at 16 or 1800 a couple weeks ago. The one that, Krisjan, you just put it online like Monday, and by yesterday it already had 180 views.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it's at now, but that one was hilarious. If you guys, it was so fun. There was like some glitches happening, and we were all over. It was so, it was just, you know, Fidelity National Title was on there. We had some fun conversations. OEC hopped on at the very last second to share with us. We had Mitch from Cutting Edge on there. We just had a great time talking about the kickoff. So I wanted to gather you guys together because you guys are all brand new to BOMA. So we could probably do 2 or 3 or 4 weekly of these, just talking to brand new members of BOMA, because we have had so many people join in the last little bit, which just is a testament to me that this community that we are part of is very real, and it helps us build our businesses. So just the relationships that we have, and the educational, and the just like you were saying, you work so well with those building owners. If you can just get straight to the building owner and go in and do some of those assessments and some of those improvements, and that's what we do. We try and work directly with the building owners and managers, property managers, brokers, to help, you know, we're in their corner, and we advocate for them when it comes to different things, and we share information with them to improve their situation. So that's why we're here with you guys, and I'm so excited about that, and so excited to ask you just a couple questions. So I kind of want to lay it out for us, what we're going to be talking about. And the first one is, why did you join BOMA? Because you're pretty new members, and kind of what it's like to be a new member, you know, what you've seen so far. And then why, I know both ConDoc and NWESI were involved in the symposium last year before you even joined. So that is something that I would like to talk to you guys about. You see the value in that. So let's first start off just by saying why'd you guys join BOMA, and what do you think so far?
I think I'll jump in. Since kind of Jana, you put me on the spot last week or whatever. I'm not quite officially a BOMA member yet, but however, we have been jumping on the symposium, and
the checks in the mail, right?
Yeah, checks in the mail. We've been filling it out. We definitely, last year, just being involved in the symposium itself was just a great opportunity to kind of get in front of some of the, you know, architects and some of the general contractors and project owners that were, you know, we kind of been seeking out. And it's just been an awesome opportunity to learn more about kind of the commercial real estate industry. And it kind of goes hand in hand, obviously, with construction, because without, you know, the construction process, these facilities won't be built, obviously. So it's definitely been a really beneficial opportunity meeting, Jana and Krisjan and all the other people that I've been able to network with. We want to continue to obviously cultivate and grow that relationship, and we're looking forward to kind of moving along and continuing that. So I want to appreciate you guys for, you know, kind of helping us kind of nurture ConDoc along the journey.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the hope, right? Krisjan, he's the only other person I know that moves around more than you do.
my ADD is running hard today.
All right. right. Well, Paul, what do you think? Why did you guys decide to jump into the symposium in such a big way last year? You guys were gold sponsors right out of the gate, not even members yet.
Right. I know we shot for the stars 100%. But, well, so just a little brief history, you know, our Boise branch has been here for maybe 4 or 5 years, and our firm really didn't spend a lot of resources towards the marketing and business development and all those things. And our board decided, hey, Boise's a growing market. Let's do this thing, you know, let's go after it and see how we can help and support our branch here. So BOMA was on our radar. We hired a consultant, the amazing Shiloh Holmes, or Shiloh. Yeah, she got married. I'm sorry, Shiloh. I completely forgot your your married name, but she helped us out so much. She introduced us to BOMA, and she, we got involved. I think there was one before we did the symposium. I was able to go to one of the events, and that was when you guys had the choir come through, which was super dope. And then we had
it's a BOMA Christmas tradition.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. And then we went to the symposium. I'm gonna let me just say this for anybody that's watching. You know, when we went to the symposium, I mean, the symposium in 2020, I mean, or last year's symposium was so good. Like the insight that you got, I mean, the way it was coordinated, the speaker, Ana Liata, was a great speaker. I mean, just how everything was so well done. And if anyone watching that's thinking about going to it, you have to come. I mean, in this year, as we have this next symposium, I can only imagine how great it'll be even more so because we're doing it virtually and we have so much more flexibility. And so just shout out to Jana and Krisjan. You guys did such a good job, and it was great. But we joined because we, after the symposium, we decided, hey, let's become some members. We love what they did. They do so well in connecting people. And we wanted to, like you said, Jana, get in front of the right people and really kind of get our name out there. And ultimately, what we do is we want to support facilities, support owners in their building facilities, and come alongside them. And we felt like BOMA would provide an opportunity for that. So.
Awesome. And that, I mean, like I said, that really is the beauty of BOMA is the network. Like Boise's a pretty small town for sure. It's 2, maybe 3 degrees of separation to, anybody in town, but BOMA makes it like maybe 2, like 1.5. Like it could be, I mean,
right.
If there's someone, a company or a firm or whatever that I'm trying to get in touch with, I know that somebody, one of my friends at BOMA knows them and will personally introduce me. And that's happened a ton. That's the beauty of BOMA for sure.
Awesome. Well, good. Well, Tony, do you want to I know I already kind of spoiled the surprise in saying how we met and that you wanted to join because you guys were trying to figure out how to access commercial buildings during the pandemic. And I'm glad you've been able to do that. So what was the initial reason for reaching out to BOMA?
So I have attended the symposium in person for several years, and previous careers, because it was great information and, really a great way to meet people. And it really, then you kind of knew what the developments were going to be, what the status of certain, how's retail doing, how's this doing, or, there's just great information. So that was one of my must-do events for TDS when we started. I said, this is, I did say it probably wasn't going to happen in person, thanks to COVID, but that it was great information and would really be a good fit for us, both as a sponsor and as a member. Because we get, we get a lot of calls from builders now that they know about us, or now that they know that we're building. Can we do their subdivision that's coming up? Can we get to, this that's going in? Can we do this? Or one of their clients wants us, and then if then our team calls for the right of entry, maybe they haven't heard of us yet or don't know what's going on. So they're like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
So, both an awareness and to give people a way to get in touch with us. We have a retail office. It's a late opening because of COVID. The sales office is technically closed because of COVID. It made things very complicated for people that wanted to find us that didn't know that we were coming. Then, great, how would I find you guys? So, it was kind of a great timing for us, great opportunity, and of course, I knew the organization.
Good. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that you've been. I mean, I knew your name when you first called, and because you've attended so many events in the past, and so that was a real natural connection for us. And I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but when we recorded at Boise Center, you came all dressed up, like ready for the day, because you were so excited to get out and have like an in-person meeting with someone. We were down there just getting your swag for the BOMA Box, which is going to be great. And we have so many people registered for that live event. And so you guys as brand new companies, he's going to get his box out. Look at this.
Box looks just like this. It's a real box.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
It's
legit.
Yeah, and it's going to be full of stuff, you guys. I'm so excited about that.
I don't know. I think we should have got bigger boxes, honestly.
Those are big.
I actually parked in the garage. I was so excited to be downtown for a reason, just because we're going up to a year now on this. So I didn't even do the drop off. I parked and walked in the building and was delayed actually for a while because there was a gentleman who was in the build area and he had questions about the service. So he'd heard about us, wanted to sign up. How did he do that? So that was at the front entrance. So yeah, it was very exciting to be out and about.
Well, and then we had to stop and get our body temperature taken and sign in so they knew who we were and go to the studio. And it was Boise Center just did a phenomenal job with that. And we had to actually store all of our stuff that we got, the swag that we had that day. We had to store it there it's still there. We got to go pick it up.
Oh, it's still there? Really?
He sent us a box. I mean, the stack was so high. He sent us a picture of it yesterday. He's like, you guys coming to get this stuff? But now we finally have, the boxes are coming, and we finally, Serve Pro has offered their facility on U-Stick for our board to get together and assemble those boxes. They have a really big space. We can social distance and everything. And so, yeah, so Boise Center just came through for us, and Serve Pro too. We're going to assemble the boxes there on Tuesday. We can turn around and give all those out on Wednesday. And I do have to say one more thing about Boise Center, is because I have, sung their praises now and just working with their production team and everything, but also the safety measures that they put in place so that people could access their building safely, and we could be there recording and do this presentation for people in a way that seemed pretty normal, right? We have our panels there sitting on the couches. We have them talking and just like it's pretty darn normal looking and feeling. So anyway, it was just it was a great just my phone keeps ringing. Sorry.
That's what happened. Yeah, it looks normal. Like when we watch it, I know it looks normal, but for us doing it felt real weird. Like for me, like doing the MC stuff, whatever, standing at a podium, just looking out into the void, it was real weird.
Who do I look at? What do I look at?
Yeah, it was real strange.
Like two of us standing there so you could talk to someone. The parts where people were actually talking to each other, where you can see Krisjan like tossing to panels, or you can see the president's messages talking to each other. Those are awesome. Those are those live experiences that we hope to have, right? And I know that we'll all look back on this at some point and go, remember when we couldn't be in the same room or have events and stuff? I know that it's going to be soon. I hope it is.
God, I hope so.
I really, really hope so.
I know. I'm itching to get out.
Right. Tony,
Dude.
it's been a year. It's been a year.
I need some interaction.
Seriously.
It was.
I love my family, but man, I'm ready to see some other people.
That's the real reason.
What was the date of the event last year? February 12th. So this was a month before the shutdown. So obviously, it has been a year, and it's been a long one, and it's been tedious and hard, especially for marketing folks and business development people trying to get out there and figure out new ways to build your business. I'm thrilled to say that our membership has increased by a lot.
Wow, nice.
People are seeing the benefit of belonging to an organization that tries to keep everybody connected. So, and really, you know, as we went through, at least for me, going through and sort of prioritizing what had to, you know, making it changed my priorities, right? As everyone, because we were all working from home, where Krisjan's in his basement, you know, hanging out. We've all got our virtual I'm at Free Galley today. Our virtual backgrounds and where we really are. And I just think that the whole thing has changed the way that we think as an organization, as it has probably every business, and in what's possible. Think how we can build this organization, we can build these relationships. It's possible, even when we don't see each other.
Yeah.
And imagine how much stronger we'll be when we can.
Absolutely.
So we definitely look forward to that. We're so glad you guys are part of BOMA. We're so glad that you as new members, you know, saw the value in participating in the symposium. We've broken a few records this year as far as sponsorship participation, which is
nice.
Crazy to think about, right?
So crazy, yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, with the commercials and with all the digital stuff that we're so, you know, you guys are front and center in this event. And
setting this up, we knew, I mean, Jana and I talked about this for months and months about, you know, okay, you know, it's going to be so different this year. It's going to be online. What can we do to give the most value to sponsors? Because we need them right now. You know, BOMA needs them right now as much as they ever have. And so doubling down on social media stuff and, you know, the commercials and just doing all that stuff. I mean, that's why we're doing that, is to, you know, give the most value to sponsors and everybody that we can.
Absolutely. And the support, you guys, your commercials that you've given us, and your digital presence that you have there, but especially the testimonials that have been turned in. It's so fun to listen to those and to watch those and to see people out there talking about, you know, their companies or why they like BOMA or whatever. It just has been such a variety of things that I'm so excited about it. I think it'll be fun to say, hey, we're going to go to commercial break right now, and just to see these 5 minutes or so of just different things. I think, you know, all of you guys, you'll see your companies in there, and it's just going to be really fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, and so I mean, moving forward, I mean, you know, obviously talking about symposium stuff, but even after the symposium, I mean, for you guys, you know, specifically, and anyone else who's watching, you know, who's a BOMA member, I mean, because like Jana was talking about, it's hard to, you know, meet new people and do stuff right now. If there are other BOMA members that you guys want to be introduced to, let me know. I'll shoot an email, or we can get on a call like this or whatever. And I mean, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So if there's anyone like that you guys are trying to get in front of, let me know.
And we're also, I mean, next Thursday, I don't know if we're doing a call like this next Thursday, because we'll be in the virtual event all day. And
we'll be all symposium hung over from the symposium after that.
Yeah.
I start my hangover at that point.
Yeah. For
at least a week. But you know what? In the past, it has been just as busy after the event as before, because people are reaching out and they want different things.
Right.
I'm so happy this year to be able to say, hey, if you want to access our event, go to our website, because it'll be there. Almost immediately after the event, we will have it available on our website for people to view. And that is just thanks to sponsors like you guys who jumped in. So we were able to, you know, get the platform in place and get the production in place to put all this together. So that'll be awesome. And we're going to continue these conversations. Yeah. You know, the services you guys offer, you know, doing workshops on this kind of stuff and making sure people understand what it is your company does. These are things that we want to bring attention to. This is how you build, you know, name recognition and service recognition. If somebody thinks, oh gosh, I need this service done, we want them to think of our BOMA members first.
Absolutely. And that's a super good point, Jana. I mean, we sort of talked about that, but not really. But yeah, after the symposium, we'll continue doing these, and yeah, we'll have. I mean, we can totally. I mean, share your screen and do a PowerPoint or whatever. You know, talk about what you do and who your clients are and how you help people or whatever. We can. Yeah, we'll totally do that. That'd be super fun. Show success stories or
show completed projects or testimonials from your clients or whatever, and just tie that together in a service that people can learn something, right? Because you guys all have had to learn on the fly. The fiber thing is so new, you know, and the air quality balance in a building is something that people really haven't thought about in a while, you know?
Right.
And just the documentation process and making things easier for building owners, especially during construction. I've heard so much about that, and that is just an ever-changing field. These are all things that we can share that are new and changing fields with our members so that they keep up to speed on the latest technologies and the latest, you know, services that are available. You're right. I think it was, I don't remember which one it was. It was one of you. I don't even know. That said, Boise's on the map. You know, we are growing. And it's so much more evident to me after we've done all these recordings with the local leaders when they say 60% of the people that are leasing this building are from out of state. The coastal communities are moving inward. We know they are. They're leaving and they're moving inward. We have peace here. We have growth here. We have a home here. And that's what they want. And so we are attracting so much growth right now that we're just going to keep growing, right? We're just going to keep growing. And so with that, we want BOMA to be on the map too. And we want people to turn to us.
Yeah. So
that's where you guys come in, right? You're a new member. Where you guys you share stuff on social media and why you're a member and tell people about it.
Well, sign me up when you guys decide to do that. We'll,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I'm there.
100%, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do that for sure. Okay, well, I guess we're sort of up against time right here. So thanks for coming on, you guys. Yeah, I'll get this cut up and produced and up on the interweb tomorrow. So
nice.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, you guys.
Appreciate it. It was nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, talk soon.
Nice meeting you.